This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, and I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen a movie, I guess. It's more like a couple of home movies, but I'll get into that later. It's called She Gods of Shark Reef, and it's a movie from 1958, directed by Roger Corman. I don't really know what genre it would be. It's got a story at least, but only barely. It involves two brothers, Jim, who is a fugitive wanted for murder, and Chris, whose ship Jim uses to hide out. They sail out, but shipwreck on an island inhabited only by women. The village elder wishes them to leave post-haste, but Chris finds himself attracted to Mahia, one of the women of the island, a relationship also forbidden by the elder. Jim, meanwhile, does his best to get away, but not before he sets his sights on the woman's supply of precious pearls. I suppose I should give credit to the fact that there is some legible attempt at a story here, even if the film drops you right into it with no setup or context. Granted, it's still a story that's as flat, undeveloped, and one-dimensional as the characters within it, but it at least pretends to have something more than that, even if it fails completely. It focuses primarily on the most basic story elements, rarely, if ever, straying from what needs to be done or said before moving on to the next scene. You'd think the movie would be better for that, but it's still paced out pretty slowly, padding out some shots and the more useless scenes to extend the runtime. Plus, it doesn't help that we're also treated to underwhelming acting that was probably recorded in as few takes as necessary to get the lines right. Not to mention the fact that the characters are still only as compelling as a plank of wood. It just makes you wish people would either stop talking, get to the point of what they're saying, or both. It should be no surprise that She Gods of Shark Reef is as flat in its technical department as in its story. It probably doesn't help that the copy that this place was showing was blurry and kind of faded. Then again, even if it was a pristine copy, it probably wouldn't save anything about how it's actually produced. All I can say in the film's defense is that it does a good job of showing pre-statehood Hawaii, which is trivia I only know because the movie gives thanks to the territory at the beginning of the film. Anyways, the filmmakers at least knew that the beauty shots of the island would be the only thing worth coming to see, and so it does its best to give people a number of wide vistas to take in, no matter what's actually best for the scene. It's enough to make the movie feel less like an attempt at an adventure drama, if that's what they were going for, and more like a bunch of home movie footage strung together by a loose plot. And when you think about it, the movie as a whole kind of feels like an excuse to go on a vacation and get paid for it. I kind of think it would have been easier to market this movie as a documentary. She Gods of Shark Reef. Roger Corman, 1958. 1 star. I don't recommend it, unless you can find a nice copy with good image detail. Even then, you won't need the audio. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. As always, subscribe to the channel for more reviews. It's somewhat refreshing to see a movie that's almost clearly an excuse to take a vacation. Or maybe it's a movie made to justify the poster art. I'd rather watch the poster for an hour over what they actually filmed.